You remember the sound of the front door clicking shut and the golden freedom that followed. No GPS, no instant messages, no digital tethers. Just one simple instruction: be home when the streetlights came on. You didn't just play, you navigated a world of your own making, where a bike was your wings and the neighborhood was your kingdom. You were not unsupervised. You were being trained in the high art of independence. You spent your afternoons solving problems that Google couldn't help with, negotiating with friends face to face, and turning a muddy creek into an entire universe. You didn't have an algorithm telling you what to think. You had the wind, the dirt, and the raw power of your own imagination. You weren't bored. You were becoming a master of creativity. Today, we aren't here to sigh for the good old days. We're here to celebrate the vibrant analog blueprint that built the resilient person you are today. By the end of this, you will see that those sun-drenched afternoons did more than just pass the time. They upgraded your mental operating system for a world that hadn't even been invented yet. It's time to rediscover the 70s soul that still powers your mind and why your analog roots are the ultimate superpower in a high-speed world. Slide on the shades. You are an analog pioneer. You grew up in a world of physical connection where your confidence was built on the schoolyard and the kitchen table, not a digital feed. You know the absolute freedom of being unreachable and the quiet power of solving your own problems. Your system runs on a timeless frequency that never needs an update. Here are the 8 golden signs that the spirit of the 70s permanently upgraded your mental operating system to legendary. Sign 1, the internal GPS. You navigated with maps the size of bedsheets, building a built-in compass that gets you home even when the signal dies. Sign 2, the patience of a vinyl record. Waiting for your favorite show or holiday photos gave you a quiet, unshakable calm that feels like a superpower today. Sign 3, the MacGyver instinct. A piece of wire and sheer determination is your toolkit. You fix the world while others are still searching for the support chat. And if those first signs feel familiar, the next one explains why people from the 70s still form deeper friendships than most digital natives. Sign 4, the art of unplugged connection. You read faces, not emojis, and know that the best social network is a long conversation over a cup of coffee. Sign 5, the boredom to brilliance engine. You know that silence is the birthplace of the best ideas, turning empty afternoons into tree houses and garage bands. But the next sign might be the most powerful advantage the 70s gave you. Sign 6, the streetlight code. Be home when the streetlights come on was your first contract, teaching you a sense of responsibility and independence that has never left you. Sign 7, the analog filter. You learned to trust your gut and verify the truth long before algorithms existed. Your common sense is your best search engine. Sign 8, the joy of the moment. You store magic directly in your heart, not in the cloud, knowing you don't need to film a sunset to truly own it. These are not just memories. They reveal something deeper about how your brain was trained long before the digital world existed. Why does a bass line from 1975 make you move before you even realize it? Because your brain was wired during a decade of pure rhythmic electricity. Back then, music was not background noise. It was an event. You waited by the radio with a blank cassette, your finger hovering over the record button like a sprinter at the starting block. That required focus, timing, and a level of dedication that today's shuffle generation can barely imagine. First, you developed high-resolution memory. Without Google, you memorized every lyric of Bohemian Rhapsody. This wasn't just fun. It was a massive workout for your brain, building a mental library that's still sharp today. Second, you mastered the analog pivot. When the tape tangled, you performed emergency surgery with a pencil and a prayer. You don't panic when things go wrong. You just reach for the nearest tool and fix it. Third, your internal clock was set to the slow burn. You learned the magic of the buildup, the long intro of a Pink Floyd track, or the rising heat of a disco anthem. You are not addicted to the ping of a notification because you've already experienced the roar of a stadium. Your brain is a vintage amplifier. It takes a moment to warm up, but the sound is richer, deeper, and far more soulful than anything digital. In the grand story of humanity, you are part of the last generation of analog scouts. For thousands of years, the tribe depended on people who could read the physical world, the wind, the tracks in the dirt, and the subtle shift in a neighbor's expression. In the 70s, you were the modern version of that scout. You navigated the neighborhood without a GPS, found your friends by looking for a pile of bikes on a lawn, and learned to read the room long before it became a life skill. Your Saturday Night Fever energy isn't just about the dance floor. It's about the tribe of presence. Back then, showing up meant showing up physically. You learned the high-stakes art of face-to-face connection, the bravery of asking someone to dance, and the resilience of being told no with a smile and a shrug. No avatar, no filter, no delete button. You were the bridge between the ancient world of physical survival and the new world of digital speed, carrying the grit of the earth and the groove of the soul. While the modern world struggles with loneliness, you have the biological hardware to build a community out of nothing but a shared rhythm and a good conversation. You don't need an app to find your groove. You just need to remember the frequency you were born with. When you implement these 5 flower power shifts, the digital noise fades away, replaced by the soulful beat of your own resilience. Shift 1. The vinyl morning. Put on your favorite record and dance in the kitchen before you check a single notification, reclaiming the first rhythm of the day for yourself. Shift 2. The streetlight rule. Set a time for your phone to go dark, just like the old days, and rediscover the magic of a quiet evening under the stars. Shift 3. The MacGyver mindset. The next time something small breaks, fix it with your own 2 hands and feel the immense analog satisfaction of being truly capable. Shift 4. The tribe of presence. Call a friend instead of texting, or better yet, show up on their porch with a smile and the gift of your undivided attention. Shift 5. The disco soul. If an ABBA song comes on, you are legally obligated to dance because your joy is the ultimate rebellion against a serious world. You are building a life that feels as warm as a Polaroid and as steady as a bass line. And that leads us to the final shimmering truth of your analog heart. You are a pioneer of the soul, born into a decade that taught you to find magic in the mundane and music in the silence. You carry the grit of a generation that built its own fun, fixed its own world, and found its way home by the stars and the streetlights. That legendary rhythm is still pulsing through your veins, giving you a high-fidelity heartbeat that no digital update can ever replace. When you live at your own tempo, the world glows with that warm Polaroid light. You have the 70s soul, a deep analog wisdom that knows exactly how to find the groove in any situation. You move with the quiet confidence of someone who knows their worth isn't found in a like, but in the strength of a handshake and the joy of a shared laugh. The digital noise fades, replaced by the solid, groovy weight of your own history. You are seen. You are valued. You are here. Step into the sun and own your brilliance as a gift. Now turn up the ABBA and let your kitchen become the dance floor you were born to lead.